Alright, dealing with some minor quality issues on the new models, so I'm tweaking those a little bit. I do have some good, I can get it to print good one at a time, but I'm trying to optimize so I can print a couple sets at a time because it takes a while to run a print, and I'm not going to be able to stock much of these if I can't fix that issue. Um, but I do have the new adapters. These are for the M Frame Alpha models. Kind Soul was generous enough to loan me his alphas to model against. He even sent me the gasket, so these are gasket compatible. They slide in. Let's show you here. They slide in under the gasket, and it looks like a big gap, but the gasket itself makes the gap like it's not. It doesn't change that. That's the same. And so you slide these in, they just sit right under there. And then when you put them on your face, the pressure of that's your full seal. And the back strap also tighten that up, and you're good on those full seal required fields. But works very well, fits really good, doesn't come off. The printing issues that I'm having are just because this vent is so much longer than a lot of my models, because of the geometry of this arm right here. This vent had to extend way further than it usually does. Usually my vents are about a centimeter shorter than that, and when I'm printing it, it gets real wobbly up there towards the top of the vent, and I'm seeing some quality issues, not functionality issues. Like they all work fine. The vent is airtight and all that, but there's just some like texturing on the back that I don't like. It's not a quality. It's just it should be smooth. It should print smooth like that, but it's printing with all this rough stuff on the back, and it's just ugly. And ugly is unacceptable because we don't compromise here. Um, so anyway, I've got those. I have the ability to fulfill orders. I have like 4 or 5 good sets, and I can print more one at a time. I'm just still optimizing to try to be able to batch it a little bit, not huge batches, but um, be able to print 5 at a time would be nice, so that I could walk away from my printer and do other stuff for a couple hours. Right. Um, and the inputs on these are tight. I actually have to kind of bore them out. I have to bore them out, but like you have to put in an elbow and twist it around a little bit before you get the nice quick disconnect action here. The first time is pretty tight. Like it doesn't want to go in there, so you have to just kind of make it. And then once it's in there, you just give it a couple spins and it loosens up, and then it's exactly the way it should be. It's just like a perfect retention, but not difficult to get it out with one finger, which is what we want. Because when you're wearing the adapters and you're wearing your glasses, so you want to be able to just by feel reach up and connect your hoses. So you gotta find the hole. Okay, now it's connected. And then if I come off the field and my head's all hot and I got my helmet on, I want to take my helmet off, but I don't want to take my glasses off, or other way around. I don't want to take my whole helmet off, but I want to pull my glasses off. You can just reach up and pull the adapter out. Well, pull the elbow, not the adapter. Pull the elbow out and take the glasses off. You could also slide the adapter off, however you want to do it, but that's the quick disconnect. So elbow in. Where's the hole? All right, elbow in, poses, run, antifog going, whatever playing, and then come off the field or go take a break somewhere and I want to brace one finger, I want to brace the adapter so I don't pull the whole adapter off. You can do it with two hands, or you can just put your finger against the adapter and then push with your thumb to get the hose out, and it comes off there. Actually, let me do that with a hose attached so you can see what I'm talking about. So hose into the elbow, like, this is pretty intuitive and you're not idiots. And then you can just connect it with a finger. You got your hose running to your antifog, and then come off the field and want to take your glasses off. If you've got it all zip tied together, you can't really do that. You have to take everything off. But with this system, you can just put one finger against, or put your index finger against the adapter and use your thumb and the rest of your fingers to pull that tube out, and then you can take your glasses off and keep your headgear on. Your hoses would just be hanging loose, and then when you're ready to go back out, you just connect them again like I just showed you, and you're good to go. So that is one of the things about these adapters that I like. I don't think the magnets are necessary, because when you've got your elbow in and it's running to your antifog, there's tension on the hose and it's pushing that adapter into the glasses. Because, like, let me see which angle I should hold it. I'll do it down here. But yeah, so if I've got the tension on the hose and the elbow is in the adapter, which is in front here, if I let go of this, it's going forward. So it's tension fit. It's not coming out when you're playing. You have to pull it out. And so I don't think the magnets are necessary. However, those magnet adapters for the ExFog that you can buy online that are, just open tubes, have one somewhere, but I don't know where it's at. But anyway, those will fit into the adapters. You can do that. You could shove one in here, and then you could use the magnet disconnect, but it feels hacky. I don't think you need to, but if you want to, you can do that. Okay, so M Frame Alphas, that's the big news. M Frame Alphas are now available on BFlyGear.com. They're also on Etsy. I list my products there, but my Etsy is more for my, like, cosplay props and stuff, which are not on theme with BFlyGear.com, but they are. You can use them in airsoft, like the melee weapons and stuff. But anyway, I have both things listed on Etsy, but the BFlyGear.com storefront is just for airsoft accessories, and that is really the thing that I enjoy more anyway. So yeah, make sure that's prettied up good. Okay. Other news is I added 2 more products to the catalog, and they are live. One of them is very exciting, and one of them is kind of the preview component of the new ExFog upgrade that I'm gonna release next week. And that is the N-Bore tubing, which is replacement tubing. This is replacement tubing for the Novritsch system. So the Novritsch tubing you get when you order a Novritsch antifog unit is this silicone stuff, and it's real kinky, as you can see. Like, it's very squish. It is a lot larger diameter than the standard ExFog tube, so you do get more airflow. And I did a lot of experiments on that, which will be coming in a fully polished video when I get done with it. But long story short, I took the Novritsch tube and the Novritsch unit and the ExFog tube and the ExFog unit and my new N-Bore tube and the new N-Bore ExFog upgrade, which is the big reveal, this bad boy. Well, these bad boys. These two manifold replacements for the ExFog bring it up to better than the Novritsch airflow. So the ExFog manifolds, where is my ExFog manifold? Oh Lord, okay, here it is. So standard ExFog manifold, standard ExFog, and it manifold slides in here and you can change it. There's a vertical one and a lateral one. This is the lateral one. So it slides in there and you connect your tubes. You connect your tubes to that and that's how you use it. Everybody knows this if you have an ExFog. But these tubes are very small and the diameter on the output here is like 4 millimeters and you don't get a whole lot of air. So what the experiment was I had, and I still have it, so it's the other manifold. I had I hooked them all up to these nitrile gloves, right? And then I timed how long it took each unit to inflate this glove. I did 5 trials each, and it took, an average of like 9.9 seconds for the stock ExFog to inflate a glove. And it was taking, I actually have the data over here. So the stock ExFog average was 9.24 seconds. The Novritsch average was 5.17 seconds. And the N-Bore average was 4.74 seconds. So the N-Bore system makes your ExFog better than a Novritsch unit as far as air output goes. And there's over a 50% increase in airflow just from putting this one piece on. So you can't use your regular ExFog tubing with it, which is why I have the N-Bore tubing. You could use standard Novritsch tubing with it if you want to. But if you don't have any tubing, get the N-Bore tubing because it's not going to kink on you, and I'll show you that later. But anyway, this slides in just like the stock ExFog manifolds, locks in there the same way, and the diameter on this bad boy is 6 millimeters. So you're going from 4 to 6 in diameter, which means the surface area of that circle is like more than double. Surface area of that outlet opening is more than double. So you're getting that much more airflow. I don't know how much larger you could go before the fan. You got diminishing returns on the fan. But my goal was to let you use the Novritsch tube with the ExFog unit and to open up that diameter as big as I could safely do without compromising structural integrity to give you the max airflow. And so that's what we did. So you can see the Novritsch tube fits on there. The Novritsch tube fits on there. And the N-Bore tube, which is my tube, fits on there. And the tubing makes a tiny bit of a difference. We did test those independently of each other, and the N-Bore tube works about 10% better than the Novritsch tube. But whatever, if you have Novritsch tube, you just need the manifolds. If you don't have tube, you can either buy Novritsch tube or you can buy my tube and get the manifolds, or you can get the kit when it releases on May 12th, and it'll come with the tube and the manifolds. And anyway, so you run your ExFog the way you normally would. You just replace this manifold, put in the larger diameter tubing, and rock and roll. Your ExFog is double the output. And it comes with the horizontal you see here, and then it also comes with the vertical orientation. So however you've got your setup configured, whether you're running the tube straight out the back up over your head, or you're doing side to side, you get both. This is basically the same set you get when you order an ExFog, and it comes with the 2 stock manifolds. It's replacing both of those. So I think it's about $32, I think, for the kit that comes with the tubing. It's like 25 for just the manifolds if you've got your own tubing, but this is the best upgrade you can possibly have for your ExFog, and it, no joke, it gives you 50% more air immediately, and it's toolless. You just buy these things and slide them in there. It's that easy. So I did file a patent on these, so patent pending, all that. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited about these. I have them ready to go, ready to ship. I just need to get the packaging in, and then we'll be live. But yeah, BFlyGear.com. The page for these with a pre-order waitlist will be up hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, or today when this video goes up. So go sign up, and you'll get a notification when these are live and ready to be shipped. But yeah, super excited. This is the coolest thing I've ever made, and I'm really, really excited about it. So also the tubing. So the N-Bore tubing is made for Novritsch systems, or N-Bore, the N-Bore system with the ExFog upgrade. The inner diameter is very similar. It's about a 0.5 millimeter larger than the stock Novritsch tubing. It still fits the stock Novritsch outlets, because the stock Novritsch outlets are actually 8 millimeters, and they expand out to like 9-ish with the barbs if you measure around the barbs. But the tubing you get is silicone, and it's only 7 millimeter inner diameter. So it will stretch a lot because it's silicone. It's very soft. So it'll stretch over that 8 millimeter outlet, but then your air is traveling in a confined 7 millimeter tube, whereas the N-Bore is 7.5, 8, but minimum 7.5, maximum 8. So you're actually getting a tiny bit more airflow just from upgrading your tubes, and then you're getting 50% more airflow if you're running an ExFog with this bad boy. But the tubing, look at this thing. Look at this bend. Watch where it kinks. It kinks immediately. It kinks so easily, and I have such trouble running these things. Because I prefer the Novritsch system. Now I'm not. Now I'm going to run an ExFog with my N-Bore system, but I just hate that tube. So anyway, this does not kink. This does not kink like that. Like if I could really there, it's kinked, but it's like 180 degrees. So, and this stuff is firm. This stuff is actually more firm than the PU, the ExFog tube. So, and that kinks like, let's see, right? Well, right there. All right. Like 70 degrees. Look at this stuff. It starts to flatten, but it doesn't actually kink. Like the air can still move through there. It doesn't actually kink until completely being squished. And even then, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, it's kinked there. I can't get air through it. But it's crazy. This stuff is crazy good. So, N-Bore tubing, that's new. That's live. That's available right now. This is the, comes with 3 feet. 3 feet in the kit. I think it's $10. And 3 feet should be more than enough to run your headgear, at least one setup. So I would get a set for each setup you want to run if you wanted like multiple rigs setups. But BFlyGear.com, N-Bore upgrade tubing available now. And then the other cool thing I've got, and I'm still working on packaging, is these tubing sheaths. So this is a short section. The product itself is 2-foot sections, so you've got you got more than you do tube if you bought an N-Bore set. And this slides over your tubes so you can blend them into your kit. It's going to come in green and so Ranger green and Coyote brown. And you can run it flat, just flat like this. There's this like 3-stripe pattern on one side, and then the other side is solid, so however you want to do it. But you can run it flat like that on your headgear, or you can twist it if you want a different look, or you can scrunch it so it looks kind of like a bungee. Like this is very common kit look, the stuff. So anyway, you can run it scrunched like that. You would just have to cut a little bit more length than you need for your run, so you've got room to squish it up like that. But anyway, this stuff is cool. It's I don't know, 10 or 12 bucks for 2 2-foot sections of it with sealed ends so that you can cover all your tubes on your rig. And I've got the Ranger Green I've got right now. The Coyote Brown I will have in a few days. And I'm waiting on packaging for that too. So anyway, just a simple little upgrade if you want to hide your tubes. I do like the fact that the N-Bore tubing is black versus the silicone dirt attractant Novritsch tubing. Like, look how dirty this tube is. And I cleaned it. It's just like it sand, dust, dirt, everything. And, you know, airsoft is played outside. So I hate that too. Not only does it kink all easily, very easily it kinks, but it just attracts everything. Hairs, dust, dirt, everything. And so I go play with this for one day and it's like dirty forever. There's no way to clean it. This tube is not dust attractant like that. It is not. You can get dirty with it and just like wipe it off and it will be clean. Similar to the ExFog tube. Like I've played with this ExFog tube a lot. It's still clean because it doesn't just attract dirt like a magnet. It's crazy. Anyway, one solution to that is this tubing sheath. You could totally put your Novritsch tubes in here and then, you know, they won't look as disgusting. They won't be dirty. So, cool tube sheath. It works with all 3 of these tubes. The ExFog's a little, you know, smaller, but like it doesn't matter. It still fits. Let me know if you want me to make a smaller diameter sheath specifically for the ExFog tubing, because I could do that, you know, like stuff that is half this width. Anyway, so those 2 things are up now. Two 2-foot sections of the sheathing, and then 3-foot kits of the N-Bore tubing are live on the site, and we just released the Alpha M frames, the Oakley M Frame Alpha Clearflow adapters, and soon, next week, May 12th, BFlyGear.com, we are releasing the N-Bore system manifolds for the ExFog, which give you 50% more airflow from your ExFog immediately. Just slide them in there and boom, you just doubled the power of your ExFog. So these are great. I'm super hype. They are a little bit bigger in size than the stock ExFogs, but that diameter, man, look how much bigger that is. So that's how you get your double airflow, is the diameter of that is 2 millimeters wider than the stock ExFog, and it puts out a boatload more air. So get yours from BFly Gear, BFlyGear.com, May 12th. Yeah, it's May. May 12th. And it fits Novritsch standard size tubing. So you get ExFog with Novritsch tube, or you can buy the N-Bore tubing, which is much more kink resistant and not dirt attractant, and it's made for this kit. Fits on there real good, and it also gives you a little bit more airflow than the Novritsch tubing. to the tune of about 10%. So that is the big product launch that I'm super excited about. That's coming next week, and I hope y'all check it out. I will be making the video going over the actual details of the experiment that I ran, all the results and all that. Here they are. So just the ExFog and then the ExFog with the N-Bore upgrade. So I did 5 trials. Again, I was filling up a latex glove like this. So let me just actually slide this on here. Oops, slide this on here. So like, watch this. So it would start a timer and turn the ExFog on. And then I would stop the timer when it stopped moving, which is, right about now, like it's full. So I did that 5 times and I timed it for the ExFog system. And then I did it and I timed it for the N-Bore system. And here's my N-Bore one. Let me just do it real quick here. So it was still going. All right, let me get the air out. All right, so now you just saw that with the ExFog standard. Now this is my manifold. It's full. That's the difference. So the actual times, the first trial, ExFog got 9.97 seconds to full inflation, N-Bore system 4.43. Less than half. Second trial, 9.25 seconds for ExFog, 5.78 seconds for the N-Bore. It was kind of an outlier. I pushed the button a little too late. Third, 9.47 seconds for the ExFog, 5.53 seconds for the N-Bore. Fourth, 8.96 versus 4.78. Fifth, 8.53 versus 4.72. The raw average for the N-Bore system was 5.05 seconds to inflate. The raw average for the ExFog system without the N-Bore attachment with the standard manifolds was 9.24 seconds. So 50%, basically. If we remove that one outlier, that 5.78, the average for the N-Bore was 4.74 seconds, which is how we get that. It's 55% if we take the outlier out, and like 46% with the outlier in, so we averaged it to 50%. 50% airflow increase with one easy drop-in upgrade. So let me do that for you one more time. So this is the standard ExFog manifold. Slide it in there. Oh, I have it backwards. Slide it in there. Okay. I want you to watch this glove fill up. And you can, count with me. Maybe I'll get my stopwatch. Oh, I don't know where it is. Anyway, maybe we can throw a timer up on the screen or something. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to push the button. 1, 2, 3. 2, 1,000. 3, 1,000. 4, 1,000. 5, 1,000. 6, 1,000. 7, 1,000. 8, 1,000. 9, 1,000. 10, 1,000. It's full. There's like 9 or 10 seconds. We do it one more time just so we get I was looking at the ExFog, not the glove. Oh. Make sure I turn it all the way off. All right, here we go. I'm going to time this. See how quick it fills up with the standard ExFog manifold. Ready, go. 1, 1,000. 2, 1,000. It's not on. Hang on. All right. Standard ExFog manifold. Gonna see how long it takes to fill up this glove. And then we're gonna compare it to my new system. Ready? Go. 1, 1,000. 2, 1,000. 3, 1,000. 4, 1,000. 7, 8, 1,000. 9, 1,000. Okay, like 8 or 9 seconds is what it was. 8 or 9 seconds. Make sure it's off. Sometimes it's hard to tell when the ExFog's off. All right, so that was a standard manifold. It took 8 or 9 seconds to fill up that glove. Now this is the N-Bore Manifold from BFlyGear.com. It is 2 millimeters larger in diameter outlet, and it works with the Novritsch tubing, or the N-Bore tubing that is also available at BFlyGear.com. Clips in, retention lock, same mounting point as the standard manifold. It's a drop-in upgrade. And now let's see how this one does filling up this glove. Get all any air might be in there out. All right, ready, set, go. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000. 4 seconds. It's half the time. With a drop-in upgrade. That's $25 at BFlyGear.com. And it uses this. This is the tubing that I designed for it. This is the tubing for the system. This also works with your standard Novritsch antifog unit. So you could just upgrade your Novritsch with this tubing. It replaces the horrible silicone tubing that comes with the Novritsch that attracts every fucking particle of dust in the universe and also kinks at like a 45-degree angle. The N-Bore tubing does not do any of that. It does not attract dirt. It does not kink. And it delivers 10% more air than the standard Novritsch tubing because it's a 0.5 millimeter wider diameter, inside diameter. So yeah, that's the new upgrade, the N-Bore system. I'm very excited about it. I should have the product page up tomorrow, so you can go get on the wait list for when it drops. It's going to drop on May 12th if everything goes to plan. So yeah, check it out. Get on the mailing list so you can get the announcement when it drops. And I will be selling it individually, just the manifolds, and then I'll also be selling it with 3 foot of the N-Bore tubing. And you can get the N-Bore tubing right now, today, at BFlyGear.com. It's ready to ship, 3 foot sections. I think it's $10. I forget how much it is. I think it's $10, $9.99, $9.95, something like that. For 3 foot, which should be enough to do one setup. Works with all the standard Novritsch fittings. It does work with the routing kit. So I also have these. If you're not familiar with BFlyGear.com, I also have these routing kits that come with some standard tubing. It's not going to come with the upgrade tubing. It's going to come with standard size ExFog tubing. Now the ExFog tubing, my stuff is a little bit better than the original stuff, but it's not going to give you more air. It's just a little bit more kink resistant. It's a little thicker. The Novritsch kit does come with silicone tubing. It's the same size and diameter as the stock stuff you get. It's not smoked out because that's super hard to source. But it gives you standard silicone tubing. I would recommend upgrading to the N-Bore tubing, but you don't have to. And the fittings, all the elbows and fittings in there work with the N-Bore tubing. Now the clips, so like I have some of these routing packs. So if you didn't want the whole routing kit, you can get like whatever piece that you're interested in, whether it's like little elbows or these clips that hook onto your boonie hat or your cap or whatever. You can get them individually in the little packs for $5 if you don't want to get the whole kit. But so let's just look real quick. So the Novritsch tubing, which this kit is designed around, just kind of slips in there, and there's a little bit of retention. That's how it goes. The N-Bore tubing, being that it is quite a bit thicker, you gotta like really kind of push it in there. It does work, but you gotta really push it in there. And it's got, you know, a little bit of a squeeze to it, but I don't think that's gonna impede your airflow really whatsoever. It is in there pretty good, but it does work with the routing kit. It will not work with the ExFog routing kit. The ExFog routing kit is built around much smaller tube, and this won't fit in there at all. So you need the Novritsch routing kit if you care about routing your tubes with the clips and the connectors and all that. This is an ExFog set of elbows. Let me see. So, okay, this is one of the Clearflow inserts, but the end is the same as a 90-degree elbow. So I'll just show you that this does go in to the N-Bore tubing. And it's built for this particular size, is built for the N-Bore tubing, which, while it is a smaller tubing, it is much stretchier, so it goes on there. This is what it's designed for, or what it was originally designed for, but I made sure that the N-Bore tubing was going to work with it. So so you can use the Clearflow adapters with the N-Bore system and the N-Bore tubing. Just show you that on these Alphas. Kind gentleman was willing to let me borrow, and I will be getting them back to him very soon. So which side is closer to the camera? This side? All right, so there you go. So N-Bore tubing running to my ExFog, 50% more airflow, and I'm wearing ballistic glasses. So that's the system. Quick disconnect. Very cool. I'm really excited. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want to see more frames supported by Clearflow, I'm always designing. Like I said, that guy, really nice dude. I don't know if he wants me to say his name, so I'm not gonna. Reached out and was asking if I supported the Alphas. I said no, and I don't have a direct partnership with Oakley, so like I don't have a way to get them other than to spend my own money, and I just haven't saved up $200 to drop on Alphas yet. And he was like, "Oh, well, I have extras. Let me send you some, and you can send them back." So he did, and I've developed the Alpha model. I'm gonna send him a free set because he was nice enough to let me borrow the glasses, and now all of you can have Clearflow adapters for your M Frame Alphas as well. But I am always looking for more frames to support. We're at 15 models right now, 15 frames that we support, but let me know what frames you use and what you would like to see Clearflow support, and I will do my best to get a hold of those and design a Clearflow adapter around them as quickly as I can. Right now, we're focused on launching this new N-Bore Manifold that will be available at BFlyGear.com on May 12th, as long as everything goes to plan. All the stuff the packaging and stuff that I've ordered comes in on time. And that is an upgrade for your ExFog that will change the airflow output from standard to plus 50% with a single drop-in upgrade. And these are the manifolds. They slide right in where you would normally slide in your standard ExFog manifold. This is the standard manifold that comes with your ExFog. Everybody who has an ExFog is familiar with these. That's the standard. This is the upgrade. It slides in and locks the same way. And the output on it is plus 50%. So you can see the difference in size from the standard to the N-Bore. And it's even better than the Novritsch unit. The Novritsch unit output is, even though the outside diameter is the same, the inside diameter is smaller than this by about 1 millimeter. And so this will even beat the Novritsch in airflow. Like I said, the average for the inflating the little glove was like 9.2 something seconds for the ExFog. It was like, 9.24 seconds on the inflation test. The N-Bore average was 4.74 seconds. The Novritsch average was 5.17 seconds. So it's even a little bit better than the Novritsch. which is cool. So you can take your ExFog system, drop my N-Bore Manifold on it, run N-Bore tubing or Novritsch tubing if you prefer silicone, and get a better unit than the Novritsch. As far as airflow is concerned, it's more powerful than the Novritsch. So the one thing that Novritsch had over the ExFog was the fact that it put out more air, and with this upgrade, that's no factor. So check out BFlyGear.com. They'll be available May 12th. I will have a waitlist sign up available hopefully within the next 24 to 48 hours, so you can go put your email address in and then just get an email when it goes live, so you make sure you get your unit before they sell out. I will be restocking them. I just, maybe depending on the order volume, I might have a couple of back order incidences. Hopefully not. I'm preparing as best I can for this launch. I know how serious this upgrade is, and I'm really excited to have invented it and patented it. And I'm really excited to bring it to you because I know fog, particularly for those airsoft players who play in the South, in the swamp land, fog is a serious concern, and there's never enough anti-fog solutions available. ExFog is great, but even ExFog sometimes gets outfogged by the Florida humidity. So with this, hopefully that will no longer be the case. And I'm just, let me know what you think. I'm really excited about this. And again, M Frame Alphas available now at BFlyGear.com. And that is for the Clearflow line. And these work with ExFog tubing and Novritsch tubing. You get a set of elbows for each. So regardless of whether you already bought a set of Clearflow adapters and now you want to do the N-Bore upgrade, you just use the other set of elbows and still use it, no problem. So it is compatible with both. And I'm trying to think of what else is going on. I'm trying to get I have some issues with international shipping. Well, rather, international shipping caused me some issues with Google Marketplace, and I'm trying to get my account unrestricted. So if you haven't been able to find me on Google, that's why. It's because they think that I'm misrepresenting my brand because I let Shopify manage my international shipping, and that was stupid. So now every week it's like locking my account, and I have to appeal it, and then they unlock my account, and then it locks it again because the AI is stupid, and it's just been a real big hassle. But as soon as I work that out, you'll be able to find me on Google. I'm trying to get listed on eBay, but that's also really a pain in the ass. So the best way to reach me is BFlyGear.com. BFlyGear.com. And check my stuff out. Send me a message if you've got an idea, if you got frames you want supported. If you tested some of my products and you got feedback, I love to hear feedback. So far, all the feedback I've had is positive, but you never know. Maybe there's something I could do better, like Baz Airsoft, the YouTube channel. He suggested moving the left and right markers from the outside to the bottom, so that they wouldn't show up in pictures. So I did that. For all my new models. That's how it is. So the older models, like, let me see if I have crossbow or something. Where? I know I had one. Of course, I cleaned everything up. There we go. All right, so here is the crossbows. So the L was on the outside, right? So you would like see it when you had it on your glasses. And with the alphas, you don't see that. It's on the bottom. So we're going to do that for all the models going forward. I mean, I don't think it's a huge deal. Obviously, it doesn't change like the functionality at all, but for pretty boy factors, and because airsoft is mostly a fashion show, we will do that. And when I run out of stock on my current models, I may update them to do that as well. If I get any kind of feedback like, hey, this is good, if people come back and they're like, hey man, why is that shit on the bottom and not on the side anymore? I prefer it on the side, then maybe we'll change it back. I don't know. Maybe we'll add a variant and you can pick what you want if it's that big a deal. We'll see. Anyway, so that's the news. That's the updates. Really excited about, really grateful. Thank you, Mr. Guy, who knows who you are, for sending me these alphas. I will get them back to you very promptly. As soon as I package up your adapters and get them in the mail, this will come with them. And I thank you kindly again for donating, well, letting me borrow your alphas so I could design an adapter for them. And super excited that they are live now. Still working out some minor manufacturing kinks to get consistently good prints out of them. I do dream of injection molding one day, but that costs a lot of money. So we got to build up to that. But that is the North Star, is to be successful enough to either get industrial injection molding runs or to build my own injection molding system and injection mold these parts, because I would love to offer injection molded parts like ExFog, but for Clearflow and for my products. Anyway, so alphas are available at BFlyGear.com. We have routing packs for your antifog tube, cool little clips and elbows that hook onto your hats and your boonies and your balaclavas and your helmets, and elbows that help you avoid kinks if you're running something silly like this Novritsch tube that kinks immediately. And this is the whole kit. You can get the whole kit, 30 pieces with some tube for the system of your choice. It's got every different kind of clip and connector, and that's available now at BFlyGear.com. And then we've also got our new tubing sheath that lets you hide your tubes on your run. That is, 2-foot sections are on the site for $12, I think, $12.90, something like that. And so you can integrate your antifog tubing runs into your kit better. That's cool. We've got the N-Bore tubing, which is a tubing upgrade for the Novritsch system. So you can go from this crappy silicone tube that attracts dust and kinks very easily to this very sexy black, thick, kink-resistant tubing. Works with the Novritsch unit, and it works with the N-Bore system, which is the upgrade for the ExFog manifolds. You get a set of 2 to replace both of the stock manifolds, vertical and lateral, and it increases the airflow on your ExFog unit by 50%. It does require that you upgrade your tubing, so you either need to get your hands on some of this crappy silicone Novritsch tubing or buy the N-Bore tubing upgrade. You can buy the kit with the tubing included for $32.95 on May 12th. You can buy the manifolds themselves. I think it's going to be $24.95 just for the manifolds, and you can work out how to do the tubing yourself, also on May 12th. But the tubing upgrade is available now. So if you want to go ahead and upgrade your Novritsch system, or you want to go ahead and buy this early so you can be ready, you can go ahead and run your tubes and everything and be ready for the manifold drop, go for it. Do that. This is the tubing pack, 3-foot sections. Comes with 3 feet, which should be plenty for your run. If not, just buy 2. There's no harm in having extra. The tubing sheathing is available also now. It works with the N-Bore tubing, the Novritsch tubing, and the ExFog tubing. So whatever tubes you're running, it'll work with it. And M Frame Alphas are now available at BFlyGear.com, bringing the total variants on the Clearflow Adapter series to 15. Yeah, 15. Pretty cool. We started with 5. Started with 5 2 months ago. 3 months ago. 2 months ago? not that long ago. We started with 5 models, and now we're already up to 15. Response has been incredible. Um, the feedback has been incredible. I'm really excited to be able to solve this problem for so many people. And I'm really excited to bring you the next generation of antifog upgrades from BFly Gear, which is the N-Bore system manifolds. Upgrade your ExFog manifold with the N-Bore system. Upgrade your tubing with the N-Bore tubing, and turn your ExFog system into more of a beast than the Novritsch. 50% faster than your stock ExFog, 10% faster than the stock Novritsch. It doesn't get much better than that, man. This is cool. It doesn't make it more powerful. It just lets the air flow faster and at higher volumes. The same fan inside the ExFog is the fan inside the Novritsch. They use the same fan. It all just comes down to output diameters and air channels and the tubing diameters. So we've upgraded the output diameter. The air channel is clear, and the tubing is also upgraded. Now you can use it with the Novritsch tubing. It's going to be like 5-10% less effective than if you use it with the N-Bore tubing, but it will work if you've already got a run of silicone tubing somewhere and you don't want to mess with it. But man, I hate that tubing. This tubing is superior in every way. It's highly kink resistant. It is not dirt attractant, and it's black. Sexy black. So much better than this dirt magnet tubing I hate. But if you don't want sexy black, you can pick up a tubing sheath and just cover it. So that's the new announcements for BFlyGear.com. Again, reach out. Let me know your thoughts. Tell me in the comments what you want to see next from BFly Gear. And check us out. Get on the wait list. Get ready to upgrade your ExFog massively on May 12th. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe and all that. Do all those things if you like me stuff. BFly Gear, out.